in this game from Group A. Well, here in Turkey, Pinar Karsiyaka hoping to maintain what has been a pretty good start to their Basketball Champions League campaign. 4 wins and just 1 defeat so far from the 5 games in this regular season. Remember, the top 4 from each group will make it through to the next phase. Another win here, and Pinar Karsiyaka will be well on their way. Monaco with another win in game day 6 yesterday to keep up what has been an excellent start for them. Still unbeaten and comfortably at the top of Group A. Pinar Karsiyaka with 4 wins and 1 defeat, as I say. And behind them, EVA Baskets, Oldenburg and Enisey with a 2-3 record so far. Here is the table as it stands then. Enisey down in 5th place, Murcia with a 2-4 record, so Enisey can go above them with a win today. And Pinar Karsiyaka will be eyeing up that top spot and trying to catch Monaco, who are really running away with it at the moment. 6 wins out of 6 for them. There's a break in the Basketball Champions League next week, of course, but we will return in a fortnight to resume, and that will be the midway point of the regular season as well. 14 games to be played in the group phase, so everything's still to play for. Still very much a long way to go here. And in this particular group, there are some big hitters who'll be hoping to improve their start to the season. We can have a look at the Enisey Krasnoyarsk roster. Anthony Hilliard has been an important player for the Russians so far. Vitaly Liotic, the Belarusian, as well, vital in their 2 victories to date. And Suleiman Bremo, number 17, the Nigerian-American forward slash centre, who is averaging over 11 points a game and got 12 points and 8 rebounds in the win over Juventus Utena. One of 2 wins so far for the Russian side. They beat EVA Oldenburg in week 1. Hilliard scoring 16 points in that game. This is the Pinar Karsiyaka roster. Once again without Dominic Waters, who didn't play last week. He's been important to them, averaging 13.7 points. DJ Kennedy, though, is there. The 28-year-old who is averaging 19.3 points per game. 30 points and 13 rebounds and 3 steals in the win over Murcia last week. Jared Jones, another one to keep an eye on. He's averaging almost 25 points a game. Scored 29 points and won 9 rebounds in the 1-point victory over Dinamo Sassari in week 1, which really set Pinar Karsiyaka on their way in this group. So those 2 absolutely vital, but the absence of Dominic Waters again will be a disappointment for Pinar Karsiyaka supporters here in Turkey. Promises to be another fascinating tussle in the Basketball Champions League. Pinar Karsiyaka with a 4-1 record, as I mentioned. They had to come through the final round of qualifying to secure a place in the regular season. They got the better of Alba Feheve over 2 legs. Beat Dinamo Sassari, as I mentioned, by 1 point in the opening game. And won the second game against Juventus Utena as well, 90-78. Then they lost away at EVA in week 3 before beating Holon at home. And then Murcia away by 5 points last week, 96-91. They needed a 1 period of overtime to secure that 5-point win. Enisey Krasnoyarsk, on the other hand, they started with a win away at EVA. Great start there, 89-86. And then their second win coming in week 4 against Juventus Utena. They lost at home to Murcia in week 2, away at Monaco in week 3, and away at Holon in week 5 as well, 81-75. Holon, the side they lost to last week, as I say, they were 4 points up at half-time, but the Israelis came back from that one to win by 6, and what was their first win of the season. So Enisey missing out on the chance to make a really good start to the campaign. A 2-3 record, not a disaster by any means, but could have been better. They made a poor start in the VTB League as well, a 1-3 record there. They go to Astana on Saturday, and they're playing in the Basketball Champions League for the very first time, of course. Pinar Karsiyaka had a 9-5 record in the group phase last season. They then beat the Skyliners from Frankfurt and Besiktas in the playoffs before losing to Umana Rea Venezia of Italy in the quarterfinals. Missed out on the playoffs domestically. They finished 9th in the regular season in Turkey. Failed to qualify for the playoffs. They have 2 Turkish Super League titles. A poor start to their Super League season though, 1-5 record. Lost at home to Akisha here. On Sunday they go to Buyukek Mese on Saturday this week. Try and get their season up and running domestically. And it's all going well in the Basketball Champions League though. With that 4-1 record to date. Got home advantage here against the Russians. They'll be pretty happy, I'm sure, with a 5-1 record after 6 games. That's what they're aiming for. Enisey Krasnoyarsk played in the FIBA Europe Cup last season. They got to the quarterfinals, so they're beaten by Ostenda. Lost in the quarterfinals of their domestic playoffs as well, after finishing 6th in the regular season. That was your refereeing team for this evening. Sudan Dozaj of Croatia, Cyprian Stoichka of Romania, and Radomir Vojinovic of Montenegro. And we're still just a couple of minutes away from getting started here. In this clash from Group A in the Basketball Champions League. It's Oleg Okulov, the head coach of Enisey Krasnoyarsk, 51-year-old Russian, took over the team in 2015, previously in charge of Ural Ekaterinburg. Also managed the St. Petersburg-based side Kop KB. And his opposite number, Alexander Trifunovic, 50-year-old Serbian. And took over at Pinar Karsiyaka this season, previously at Isilgiresun, another Turkish side, previously coached Zalgiris and Crvena Zvezda as well. And just handing out a few last-minute instructions to his players who have been in good form of late. It was a great start to the season, as I mentioned, for Enisey. The Russian side getting that win against EVA Oldenburg. 89-86 away from home, a brilliant result against the Germans. And beaten at home by Muthir in week 2. And then they went to Monaco in week 3 and lost there. No shame in that. Monaco have been dominating this group. 6 wins out of 6 for them. Did get that win in week 4. Home against Juventus Utena, much needed. They'll be disappointed with that defeat to Unet Holon of Israel last week. 6 points the difference. As I mentioned before, they were up at half-time by 4 points. It's a close game, but ultimately missed out there on what would have been an important away win. Pinar Karsiyaka having lost just once. And that was away at EVA, which of course is where Enisey were able to win. So I think just a demonstration in this group of just how anyone could beat anyone really on any given day. Monaco perhaps the exception. They are looking to make it a perfect first half of the campaign. And it'll be Wednesday the 6th of December when Monaco take on Pinar Karsiyaka. Monaco will be the home team for that one, so we'll see how the group looks after that. Pinar Karsiyaka, if they win tonight, and then go to Monaco and win, and they'll both have a 6-1 record halfway through the campaign, but that is quite some way off. Requires a good performance tonight, and it also requires them to then go to Monaco, the Stade Louis II, and win in game week 7, which will be the midway point of the regular season, of course. And just a reminder that it is the top 4 teams who go through from this group phase into the round of 16. At the start of this week's games, both of these sides were in that top 4. With Enisey just above Murcia, who did lose, of course, to Monaco yesterday. So they could actually consolidate their place in that top 4 with a win here. Depend on how the other sides get on as to where they end up after 6 weeks, but more than half of the regular season to go, so important just to try and put in a good display here. There's a little bit of a delay to the start. Hopefully we'll be getting underway very shortly. You're in Karsiyaka, Izmir province of Turkey. And here's that starting 5 for Enisey Krasnoyarsk. Starting 5 also for the home team from Turkey, Pinar Karsiyaka. We're pretty much ready now, though. Time to get underway. Game day 6 in the Basketball Champions League. Pinar Karsiyaka taking on Enisey Krasnoyarsk. Turkey against Russia. A 4-1 record against a 2-3 record, as this group continues to take shape. And finally, I think we are ready to get underway. So the Basketball Champions League in Turkey this evening. Pinar Karsiyaka, the host side, with the early possession against Enisey of Russia. Straight away, Jared Jones getting involved and denied by Bremo. Solomon Bremo, the Nigerian-American, showing what he's capable of early on. Good defensive work, but Karsiyaka still looking for a way through. Jones with a pass outside. The uncontested 3 is good, and Pinar Karsiyaka are up and running. So much time to place his shot there. Karahan getting those early points. Lutic draws the foul. First foul of the day by Wood. Zakharov. Now Rebec. Fake and kicked outside for the 3-point attempt, which is good. Great response here from Enisey. And Zakharov gets his first points of the night. Ties it up at 3 apiece in the first quarter here. Now Jones, he goes for 3. He doesn't get it to go, and Rebec with the rebound. Out to the corner. Another chance for another three, and another good one. Zakharov makes it 2 from 2 from downtown. 6 points on the board for him, and a 3-point lead for the Russians. Here's Jones. 2-point attempt, relatively uncontested there. Zakharov has it once more. Zakharov going all the way, drawing the foul. He'll get to the line for 2 free throws. Another foul by Wood, his second of the game already. Zakharov has made a good start here. A couple of 3-pointers. Add to his tally here to claim all the early points for the Russians. He does make it 2 from 2 from the line. So 8 points on the board for Enisey Krasnoyarsk. Solid start from the visiting team. Long 2 attempted here, it's no good. Jones has claimed the rebound, Jared Jones. He's drawn the foul. It's a foul from Suleiman Bremo. Now, great steal. Chance here for the Russians to get more points on the board. Bremo's there to follow, and the simple finish. Rebets couldn't quite put it away, but it didn't matter in the end. Bremo gets his first 2 of the night. Enisey onto 10 points. 7-point lead early on here. Right start from the Russians. Here's Wood for Pinar Karsiyaka. Out to Jones. Really good defense from Bremo. Started really well. Let's have the rest of his Enisey teammates, it has to be said. Very positive start here. Karahan. Wood manages to get the shot away. Couldn't quite get it to go, and Jones couldn't keep it alive. Bremo. Zakharov leaves it for Rebets. Back to Zakharov. This is Kanigin. Rebets. Zakharov just easing back into that position where he's already hit a couple of threes from. And Rebets steps back and puts up the 3 on the buzzer. Superb from Matic Rebets. And the first time out of the quarter. Enisey have built up a 10-point lead. 10-point run for them as well, having gone 3-0 down. Pinar Karsiyaka need to get going here. It's been a slow start from the hosts.
Listen, it is what it is. We gave them advantage. We are not running. We cannot find a solution except of outside shot. We are not screening. It's like 3 minutes gone nowhere. Okay, you take DJ this number 10, you go pressure this number 13, if you stay on the game, you stay on this track.
На втором можно идти в смену, понятно, да? Второй можно идти в смену, и маленький тогда вниз идет. Слышали меня? Мы не боимся дальней атаки, агрессивнее играть. Джонса контролирует. Первый низом, да, и второй тоже, второй смена, да, тоже низом. Второй тоже низом.
And immediately grab the man. We go pressure, JJ, you don't wait here. You come here, we start to dribble. Instead of stopping the ball, we are running with our man. All 5. We need to get this back on our man.
Well, you heard him there, the coach. We gave them the advantage. That's the way he sees it. He's given them a 10-point lead. Enisey deserve credit for the way they've started here, but I think he's right about Pinar Karsiyaka players just not doing what they're supposed to be doing out there. I want to see much more in the next couple of minutes. This is Ugulu. And now Jared Jones. Danger man, Kennedy. 2-point attempt goes up. It's no good. Rebet's able to get to it. And scampers away well. Into the corner. 3-point attempts. No good this time. Bounce pass in here and just laid up lazily and easily. In off the glass there from Turen. Turen getting his first 2 points there. Rebets. Bremo. Lays it up. Brilliant finish. Great finish from Suleiman Bremo. Restores the 10-point advantage. Oh, great defense again. Kanigin making the block. And now the opportunity coming for the Russians here. 15 points on the board inside the opening 5 minutes. Rebets has it. Rebets draws the foul. This is great work by Kanigin. Couple of changes here made by Enisey, and now it's going to be an easy 2 for Kennedy. And Pinar Karsiyaka can get him going. And they'll get right back into this game very quickly indeed. DJ Kennedy's first points of the night. He's pretty handy when it comes to stealing. Here is Hilliard now. And Bremo for 3. Gets it! And he's made a really good start as well. Enisey with an 11-point lead. 18 points on the board here already. 4 from 5 from long range. Not afraid to shoot from distance, and they're getting a lot of success at the moment. Here's Kennedy. Comes inside, looks to lay it up, and again, this time Bremo denies him. And the quick passing, and Rebets. Oh, lovely finish. Great play from Enisey. They are flying at the moment. Really good work from Rebets. Such a swift break. Here's Kennedy. And the easy 2. Much needed again. Turen gets another 2 to his name. Here's Rebets now for Enisey. Lovely pass. That was a really good pass. The finish wasn't quite there. Rebets has started this game so well. He will be penalised for that one. And this side still have an 11-point lead. 3 rebounds for Rebets. It's not exactly the tallest. .5'11", 1m80. Nicely done by Kennedy to keep this alive. 10 on the shot clock. Goes for it himself. Can't get it to go. Another rebound claimed. And here is Hilliard. Hilliard with a bounce pass. Bremo draws the foul. And he'll get the chance for the extra point. Suleiman Bremo drawing the foul from Jared Jones. That's 3 more on the board for him. He's made a couple of blocks already as well, Bremo. Really positive start. 23 points to 9. Jared Jones gets Karsiyaka into double figures. But they are still trailing significantly. 12 points down. Still plenty of time left in this first quarter as well, as Enisey look to increase their lead. And another attempt from Zavarev, not quite good enough. Here is Kennedy. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line this time. Draws the foul from Hilliard. Just couldn't put the shot away though. DJ Kennedy. So only one of those free throws made. Jones. And pass inside, thrown down by Turen. And he nearly ripped the rim off there. He started to have a bit of an impact here. It's 6 points for him. Zavarev, Hilliard, still Hilliard, Zavarev, and the follow is good. Just a little touch in. Ellis and Pavlov both going up for it. Turen. Starting to look dangerous here. They've stolen it once more here, Enisey. Hilliard wants it. Hilliard gets it, puts up a 3. The rebound claimed by Ellis. Hilliard will go again. Second three-point attempt, and this one is good. Anthony Hilliard gets his first points of the evening. Enisey Krasnoyarsk have made a tremendous start to this game. Pass almost loose there. Once again, really good defensive work from the visiting side. Zavarev finds Hilliard. Hilliard going alone. Follow from Ellis with a one-handed slam. First points for Ellis. And this has been an emphatic display from the Russians in this first quarter. 30 points on the board. Jones, and he throws it down. Jared Jones doubles his tally. This is turning into quite a free-scoring game now. Pinar Karsiyaka still considerably behind, although a moment of a lack of concentration really leads to 2 more points for Wood. Enisey now just getting on with things here. Turkish crowd wanted a free throw awarded as the three-point attempt goes up from Zavarev. And really clever work from Karahan there, who was on the deck but managed to get involved anyway. Now Kennedy looking for a way through. And the foul is called. It's a feisty end to the first quarter. few seconds remaining here. Wood appears to be suffering a little bit. Itusov has just given way as well here for Enisey. Kennedy makes both free throws. Rebets just throws it up there in hope, but can't make the shot, and that's the end of the first quarter. 50 points scored in that first 10-minute period. 30 of them by Enisey Krasnoyarsk, who lead by 10. 30 points to 20. Really bright start from the visiting team. Just a few signs that Pinar Karsiyaka are settling into it now. Turen helping them get back into it. 6 points for him, 5 for DJ Kennedy as well. It's the three-point shooting that has done a significant amount of damage. 5 three-pointers in that first quarter from 9 attempts for Enisey Krasnoyarsk. A couple of early ones from Zakharov, who's got 8 points. Bremo has 10 points, 2 blocks and a rebound. He's been very important to the visiting side. There's a couple of early threes that got Enisey on their way. Zakharov nailing both of his attempts. Bremo in particular really making a big impact, as has Rebets. He's got himself 5 points, 3 rebounds. And Hilliard as well. Not starting, but coming on and contributing a couple of assists, hitting a three-pointer himself. DJ Kennedy, Jared Jones. And also Metin Turen going to be absolutely vital. This is Jared Jones knocking down a 2. Turen as well getting involved. Lovely pass there, great finish. This is Hilliard, having missed an attempt moments earlier, putting away a 3. His contribution's been good, not part of the starting 5, but has made a big impact. It's going to be Jones and Kennedy, really. They need to get going, those two, if they are to be successful this evening. Good start from Enisey Krasnoyarsk. You remember they were up at half-time last week and couldn't see it through. It's a 10-point turnaround in the second half rather of that game against Holland. Now here's Rebets, steps back for the 3-point attempt, which is no good, and Ellis can't quite follow it. Now here's Kennedy. DJ Kennedy. 3-point attempt is good from Urgulu. Rebets has it here for Enisey. A little hook shot finish attempted but missed. And here come Pinar Karsiyaka. Jared Jones, open 2, good. 2 more points for Turen. 5-point run at the start of this second quarter for Karsiyaka, who will be pretty happy to have halved that deficit very quickly. It's now only a 5-point lead, 30 points to 25.
Не надо рассчитывать на фолы. И здесь не будет. Еще раз. В защите внимательно. Окей? Вуда нету сейчас на площадке. Вы все можете помогать, да, Фейк? С Кеннеди постарайтесь отыграть Денай. И начинайте отсюда, он все разгоняет. Агрессивнее в нападении, не бойтесь пропускать атаку. Гоняйте мяч, двигайтесь, заставляйте их играть.
If we call an extra 5, listen, if we call an extra 5, Metin, you go here on a pick with this Ellis and pop out. You are open, you go. You are not open, play a traditional pick and then double drag with the JJ on the end. Okay, fist one in a defense, wake up, wake up.
So here come Enisey, looking for a three-point boost here. Ellis with the rebound and the handoff to Hilliard, who puts it away for two more. Good response to that from Enisey Krasnoyarsk, their first points of the quarter. Foul spotted there by the official. Turin. It's Karahan for three. Gets it. Well, it's 8-2 since the start of the second quarter here. And a more balanced look to the scoreline, courtesy of a good start from Pinar Karsiyaka. Travelling call against Rebets. Good work that from Ogulu. And here is Ogulu. Ogulu. Turin. Karahan. Turin. Open three. No good. Jones will claim the rebounder. Jared Jones. Turin making his move in the middle. Karahan. Turin. It's in Turin, handing it off, and it's thrown down by Kennedy. Great spell this for Karsiyaka. Turin with the foul. Seven points on the board for Kennedy. So important to this Karsiyaka team. And he's helped get them back to within 2 points here. Bremo. Ellis. Still Ellis. Couldn't hold it. And away come Pinar Karsiyaka. Kennedy going it alone. Great finish. Reverse layup from Kennedy. Ties the game. Rebets. And once again, it comes to nothing here for Enisey. Kennedy. Jones for two, and Karsiyaka take the lead. Storming start to the second quarter from the Turkish side. Timeout called, and Pinar Karsiyaka now up by two. It's 34-32.
I thought play his side.
There is two back, you go back. But if the ball is here, go in the middle so you can anticipate if they make a long pass. Just in between. In the offense, we go short five.
Now the crowd really getting into this now, and why not? Their team has gone on a splendid scoring spree. Around about a minute to go in the first quarter. Octavius Ellis dunked it to make it 30 points to 14. They were 16 points down. Since then, Enisey have scored 2 points. Pinar Karsiyaka have scored 20. Enisey need to start putting some points on the board, and they just can't seem to do that. Oh, what a block that is. That was Octavius Ellis. And now Kennedy for 3! Karahan unable to make the layup. But DJ Kennedy was on hand to knock down a three-pointer. What a spell this is. Enisey in trouble. They need points. Just something. Here's Ellis. Oh my word. Hilliard couldn't reach it. What an incredible turnaround from Karsiyaka. 23 points to 2 in the last 6 minutes or so. And turnovers coming thick and fast. Three-point attempt, no good. Hilliard claims the rebound. If Enisey can get themselves back on track quickly, they aren't that far behind. Normally, if you go on a barren spell like they have, you can be in all kinds of trouble. But actually, they're only 5 points down, even though they've registered just 2 points in the last 6 or 7 minutes. As I say, they took a 13 points to 14 lead in the first quarter, towards the end of that first quarter. Finally getting some more points on the board. Hilliard makes both free throws. Some much needed points here. Jones couldn't quite nail the three. Hilliard, it's the pass out. Bremo for 3, and it's no good. Kennedy. Oh, gets the pass away. Back out to Kennedy again. And now a three-point attempt, no good. And kept it alive. Really good work, this is Pinar Karsiyaka, appreciated by the fans. Here is Jones. Jones tries to hook it, and eventually it drops. Turen runs away with arms aloft. Double digits for him. 4 rebounds, 10 points. An unsportsmanlike foul has bin called. Aygunduz, elbow to the head from Zakharov. Well, certainly an arm to the face anyway. And that is frustration boiling over here. Aygunduz with the free throws, missed that one. He does make the second. Six-point lead. Okulu. Oh, this should be an easy two. It is. Turin again. Eigunders with the assist, just making it easy really for Turin to put it away. 12 points for him. 8-point lead for Karsiyaka. Over 10 points down at the end of the first quarter, remember. Miserable spell this for Enisey. And a three-point attempt blocked by Turin. Huge three attempted now. It's always going to be difficult for Zavarev to make that one. He still hasn't got any points tonight. Kennedy looking for a way through. Couldn't find it that time. Sanigin doing enough. It's a really good block. This was a block at the other end from Turin, who's having a really good night. 12 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist as well. A big block there. Hilliard. Zavarev. Still Zavarev. Rebec. Rebec for three. Oh, wonderful three-point attempt from Rebec. Much needed for Enisey, who've added just 7 points in the second quarter so far. Their opponents have added 22. Fading away. Turin couldn't make that one. Here is Hilliard. Rebec. Open three, no good. And they would have cut the gap to just 2 points. And given how much they've struggled in the second quarter, I think Enisey would have been pretty happy with that. Turin fading away, makes it. Lovely two-pointer there from Turin, who's enjoying his night. Moves on to 14 points, top scorer in the game, leading the way in rebounds as well with 6. Real transformation from Pinar Karsiyaka. You probably have to say from Enisey as well. I don't think you can put it down entirely to the Turkish side just improving their performance. They were well off the pace in the first quarter, you'd have to say that. Enisey have been well off the pace in the second. Ruglu for 2. Kept alive, but straight into the arms of Kanigin. Rebec, Zavarev, Rebec, Hilliard. Still Hilliard. Tries to float it in and does well. And Hilliard is starting to make a bit of an impact here. The timeout is called. And the Russians trail by 5.
Make a foul, Ege. Make a foul, Ege. Do something. Don't let me shoot over you. Go in the contact and make a foul. Listen. We play hard. We play hard. Simple hard. You shoot or you don't shoot. You don't think. You don't stay for the 2 seconds. Return shot. Okay, play now 1-0. 1-0. Berk dribble here. DJ go here. JJ flash. Here is the screen Ege for Scott. Okay? And then if nothing, go inside JJ,
Смену маленький все время ныряет вниз, тот, кто играет снизу, все время забирает. Когда вы играете в смену, если будет заслон, маленький вниз, отсюда играем агрессивно. У нас есть один пол. Нападение. Играем. Шелу. Понятно, да?
Still just a little over a minute to go in this first half. A little bit of a recovery from Enisey Krasnoyarsk. Just managed to stay in touch, really, more than anything else. But you consider they were 10 points up at the end of the first quarter. Been a pretty dramatic turnaround, 15-point swing. And actually, the comeback did start late in the 1st quarter. 16 points ahead at one stage, now trailing by 5. I was going to say they were able to prevent Pinar Karsiyaka from increasing that advantage. Maybe even close the gap, but they failed to do that. There are 30 seconds to go. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Uruklu. Kennedy just handing it off, and it's finished by Guven. It's a 7-point lead. Enisey Krasnoyarsk will get one more chance, it seems, before the end of this first half. Rebec has it. Rebec into the corner. 3-point attempt is no good. And there was not enough time there for Bremo to make anything of it. So a really disappointing second quarter for Enisey Krasnoyarsk. They scored just 9 points. They were up by 10 at the end of the first. At the end of the second, they trailed by 7. 46 points to 39. Pinar Karsiyaka have stepped it up in a big, big way. A little bit of a recovery towards the end of the first quarter, and they continued that in some style in the second, adding another 26 points. There's been a 17-point swing since the end of the first quarter, and they are looking in a much better position now. 7 points up, 46 to 39. Thanks in no small part to Turen, 14 points for him in the game so far. Leading the way in terms of point scoring, 12 points as well for DJ Kennedy, who's made a really big contribution. Kennedy with 3 assists as well, 4 assists for Jared Jones, who's won 5 rebounds, got himself 6 points as well. And Turen, we should add, has got 6 rebounds to add to his 14 points. The Turkish side recovering pretty well, really, from what was a pretty slow start. Enisey started brilliantly. Anthony Hilliard's done well. His involvement is keeping them in the game at the moment. 9 points for him, 4 rebounds and 2 assists as well. 10 points for Bremo, who had a great start to the game, faded a little bit in the latter stages. And apart from those 10 points, hasn't really added too much else. Couple of rebounds. Total rebounds 21 to 20 in favour of Enisey Krasnoyarsk in that first half. Not much to choose there. Turnovers, Pinar Karsiyaka with just the 2. Enisey with the total of 7. That's quite a big difference. Pretty similar in terms of blocks and steals. Pinar Karsiyaka getting a couple of extra steals towards the end of that second quarter, and they've got themselves into a much stronger position. Better shooting percentage overall. Enisey Krasnoyarsk have hit more 3-pointers. Overall, the shooting percentage is slightly better for Pinar Karsiyaka, who just needed to get going, really. Weren't particularly impressive in the first quarter. They still racked up 20 points, so they were very much in touch, even though they were 10 points down, but their second quarter performance outstanding. And as I mentioned, a 17-point swing. They were 10 points down at the end of the first. They currently find themselves 7 points clear, 46-39. And if Enisey can start the second half the way they started the first, then we could be in for a very close game. And we could be in for a real contest. Both teams have produced good basketball at different times in this game. It promises to be very exciting in the second half. Can Pinar Karsiyaka keep this up, or will Enisey respond once again? It is the hosts, the side from Turkey, who lead at half-time. It's Pinar Karsiyaka 46, Enisey Krasnoyarsk 39. Welcome back to Karsiyaka. Fascinating first half of action here in Turkey. Turkish side starting rather slowly here against Enisey Krasnoyarsk, but Pinar Karsiyaka has managed to get themselves into a much stronger position with a fine second quarter performance. 16 points down at one stage, 30 points to 14 they trailed. And since then, they've added 32 points and Enisey Krasnoyarsk have added just 9. Transformation started late in the first quarter and continued right the way through the second. So the momentum very much with the hosts, and they're going in search of their 5th win in this season's Basketball Champions League. It's interesting to listen to Coach Trifunovic talking to his players. Early on in the game, he was saying, right, we've given them an advantage, and we have to just let that go. We have to accept that and move on. He never really lost his temper with his players. He just highlighted to them that they really needed to do more. And they responded brilliantly. It took them a little while to get going here. But once they found their rhythm and the fans got involved, it really started to look very impressive indeed. Enisey Krasnoyarsk, they need to try and rediscover that form that they showed early on in this game. They started so brightly, leading by 16 points at one stage. And that lead just seemed to evaporate rather quickly. First half of the second quarter in particular, they just couldn't make anything at all. It was a 5 or 6 minute spell where they only scored 2 points. The end of the first quarter and the start of the second. And in that time, Pinar Karsiyaka just really made the most of it. And they have struggled domestically, but a big win here tonight after being quite far behind. Might just galvanise their season a little bit. And some great noise from their fans as well once they really started getting going. And while they were struggling, Enisey started to look a little better with the introduction of Anthony Hilliard, who scored 18 points, got 6 rebounds and 4 assists in the defeat to Holland last week. And he has made an important contribution tonight for the visiting side. And it is the hosts who get us underway here. Pinar Karsiyaka lead by 7, 46-39. This is Kennedy. And the 2-point attempt, no good from Jared Jones. Vital for Enisey Krasnoyarsk to get some early points on the board. First foul called of the second half. Guven penalised here for that coming together with Zakharov. He started the game really well, hit a couple of 3-pointers, made a couple of free throws. Actually scored the first 8 points for his team and hasn't scored since. He did only feature in 11 minutes, and he's provided a pass here to Hilliard, who puts it up for 3 more. And Hilliard into double figures. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists for him. He cuts the gap from 7 to 4 early on in quarter number 3 here. This is Karahan, and gets the 2. Karsiyaka get their first points of the half. So Zakharov, Ellis, Hilliard, Throws it up. Oh, and there is Ellis. Hilliard providing the pass. Ellis threw it down. Solid start from the Russians in the second half. What a great moment that was. Foul called here. Rebets penalised. Ruglu floats one in. 50-point mark reached by the Turkish side. And did he fall back behind the line there? Done brilliantly to keep this alive. Eventually the foul is called. Pinar Karsiyaka arguing that it was a backcourt violation, I think. Given with the foul on Ellis. This is Bremo. Travelling the decision here. Hilliard now leading the way in assists, rebounds and points for his team. Not one of the starting five, but what an important player he is. Ruglu. Kennedy. Jones for three. Ellis underneath it. Ellis does really well. And off he goes. So Zakharov gets the pass out to Hilliard. Gets it! Three-pointer. Anthony Hilliard. Top scorer in the game now. And Enisey back to within three. And already a much more positive start to this third quarter. 8 points on the board. Hilliard going really well at the moment as Jared Jones adds another 2 to his total. And here is Rebets going all the way. Couldn't finish though. Kennedy snatches it. And Rebets getting involved and winning it back. And here come Enisey again. And there is a foul. Hilliard providing the pass, and there's the foul from Kennedy on Ellis. Ellis will go to the line for two. Ellis making just one of those free throws. It's a 4-point game. 52-48. Urgulu. Jones against Bremo. Jones puts up a 2. Doesn't get it though. And Hilliard snatches the rebound. Such a live wire, Anthony Hilliard. Here he goes again. Couldn't get the pass through this time though. And Pinar Karsiyaka with the break. Chance to get 2 more on the board. And eventually Kennedy will finish. Cuban with a steal. Well, they missed a couple of opportunities there in the end. They did make it count, and it's a 6-point lead. It's another foul for Kennedy. It's 2 for him now in this third quarter, 2 in total as well. man's been penalised here. Six-point game. Much better from Krasnoyarsk in this third quarter so far. And he's missing another free throw though. He's missed a couple now in this third quarter. Does make the second. Krasnoyarsk have now scored more points in this third quarter than they managed in the whole of the second. To double figures. Still trailing. And still trailing by 7. Just where they were at half-time. Here's Hilliard. Couldn't get it to go this time. Another foul here. I think from Wood. And Ellis will go to the line once more. Not had too much success on the free throw line so far. It's his third trip to the line in the quarter. He's got 2 from 4 so far. The last 2 visits, he missed the first free throw. He's made the first one this time. This would make it 4 from 6 from the line. Which he does. Five-point game, 56-51. Jones. There's the foul on Guven. 2 free throws for him. They missed the second. It's a 6-point game again. Into the second half of the third quarter. A little over 5 minutes played. Ambitious pass from Rebets, cut out easily by Kennedy. And what's Kennedy going to do here? Gets the pass away. And travelling is the decision against Guven. One back here. Wood. A lovely pass from Guven. Turin didn't fancy it. Just decided to slow it down in the end. Gulu. Turin might fancy this one though. He's got it! 3-pointer from Turin. 17 points in the game. And a 9-point lead for Karsiyaka. Ellis gets it back again. Still Ellis. Bremo waiting. Bremo, long 2. Got it away in time. Nearly got to it again. Here's Kennedy, and he draws the foul. It's an unsportsmanlike foul. from Zabaruev. A look of amusement. Big contribution from Kennedy. 14.7 rebounds, 3 assists. Looking to add to that here. Slowly building up the lead. 7 points up at half-time. Increase that advantage by 4 here. You can hold a double-digit lead going into the final quarter. They'll be delighted. You consider they were 10 points down at the end of the first. Guven. Kennedy fading away, couldn't make it. The follow, though, from Guven is excellent. Tips it in. Liutic has not really been too involved this evening. Rebets puts up a long 3. No good. And it's making way. Timeout is called. Pinar Karsiyaka, who made a pretty positive impression in the second quarter, have just started to come alive again in the third. They lead by 13, 64-51.
Получать вот отсюда, и вас выдавливают сюда, и все это на грани фола. Все нужно делать чуть быстрее, если мы хотим играть. Мы должны привыкнуть к этой жесткой борьбе уже. И играть более агрессивно. Проигрываем подбор, не успеваем нигде. Ни там, ни там. У нас 52 команды получили. Третий фол.
We go here. Take care about zone. If they go zone, play zero. Play zero. Scott, you follow here. You follow here. Okay?
Make a foul. За это надо бороться. We have to fight for that. Stop. Stop like that. Давай, давай, давай.
A really important period of the game here, the next 3 minutes, final minutes of this third quarter. Pinar Karsiyaka could perhaps hammer home the advantage and leave Enisey with a mountain to climb, or Enisey can start their recovery and put some pressure on the home side. Kennedy throws one up, and eventually it's really well finished by Guven. 15-point lead, I beg your pardon. It's really starting to open up here. Karsiyaka getting closer to that 5-1 record. Should be a pretty good way to be 6 games into the Basketball Champions League campaign. Zakharov makes the 2 and draws the foul. Zakharov into double digits. Three-point play is exactly what they need here. And don't write them off yet. 12-point lead for the home side. 66-54. Gulu. Guven. Gulu goes for 3. That's no good. Pavlov. Kanigin leaves it to Zakharov. Now Pavlov. He's drawn the foul from Turen. Two from the line there from Pavlov. 10-point game. 90-odd seconds remaining in the third quarter. Urgulu. Now Turen. This is DJ Kennedy. Turen. Foul has been called. Russians are asking for travelling here. It's Kanigin, though, who's been penalised. Piven. Kennedy. DJ Kennedy. And that is a foul by Leotic. Just a little trip there from Krasnoyarsk's number 10. Vitaly Leotic, the man from Belarus. Aygunduz is poised and ready to be entering the fray shortly for Pinar Karsiyaka. Kennedy making those free throws. Getting a warm round of applause as well. 18 points on the night for him. Aygunduz is on now in his place. Zakharov. Couldn't make it. Here can Pinar Karsiyaka again. Turen puts it up and in. Another player has made a big impact tonight. 7 rebounds, 19 points now for Turen. The lead is 14. Big fourth quarter needed from Enisey Krasnoyarsk if they're to avoid their 4th defeat of this Basketball Champions League campaign. Can they end the quarter on a positive note? Zakharov. Got to get this away quickly in time. It's no good. They've still got it though, so they will get one more chance. Pavlov. Zakharov. He's going to go for it. 3-point attempt. No good. And that is the end of the third quarter, and it is a tough task ahead for Enisey Krasnoyarsk. They battled pretty well. They were improved in that third quarter, but the advantage has doubled from 7 to 14. And with a 10-minute period left to play, and with Pinar Karsiyaka seemingly in control, it looks a tough task for the Russians. Can they turn this around? Just 10 minutes left here. And it's Pinar Karsiyaka 70, Enisey Krasnoyarsk 56. And both coaches will be looking for maximum concentration here. Worth remembering that Enisey Krasnoyarsk scored 30 points in the first quarter. Need to rediscover that kind of form to have any chance at all. Helped slightly by a bit of a sluggish start from the hosts. And Pinar Karsiyaka have been pretty consistent in terms of point scoring all the way through. 20 points in the first quarter, 26 in the second, 24 in the third. I've seen some great moments in the game from both teams, and it is certainly the hosts who seem to be in pole position. Well, they are in pole position. They seem to have it under control. Turin with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kennedy, 18.7 rebounds, 4 assists. Those two arguably competing to be the most important player out there on court this evening. They've certainly made the biggest contribution. Jared Jones as well, decent from him, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Decent all-round display. Turin really impressive though, 9 from 13 from the field. 19 points scored. 2 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds. And here we go at the start of the fourth. Enisey Krasnoyarsk need to hit the ground running. Here's Rebic. Points is a big lead, but you'll remember that Enisey led by 16, and that soon got cancelled out. 9.5 minutes is a long time in basketball. A lot can happen. This is Rebic. Ellis and Bremo out there, so too Zakharov. Hilliard. Still Hilliard. Steps back for the 3. It's no good, but the follow is from Ellis. Not the first time tonight he's done that. Tavius Ellis. This is a positive start from the Russians. Hilliard. Bremo. Looks to hook one in. And the rebound is claimed by Turin. Urgulu. Wood. Turin. And Kuven ran out of time. Just a little bit hesitant here. The start of this fourth quarter, Karsiyaka. Enisey need to take advantage of it. Hilliard. Bremo. Couldn't get it to go. Ellis tried to follow it again. Missed a couple of chances early on. They really could be a lot closer to Karsiyaka. Need to take these opportunities. Need to make the most of Karsiyaka stumbling a bit. And it is only a bit at the moment. Here's Guven looking for a way through. Draws the foul. That's the one. Foul by Ellis. Guven makes it a three-point play. Here's Rebic. Lost his way. another foul. Ruglu did well. Spun away and Rebets penalised. At one stage, Enisey led by 16 points. It's their biggest lead of the game, 30 points to 14. It was in the first quarter. They've only added 28 points since then. 16 points up, they're now 16 points down. Make that 17 points down. And this is looking like a long, long way back. Zakharov, follow, second attempt. Premo draws the foul this time. Good work from Premo on the rebound. And the second attempt, he put it in. 4 rebounds, 14 points for Premo. That's another to the tally. So it's as you were now, in terms of how we left things at the end of the third quarter. But it's stolen here by Rebets. It's good work from him. He's got options, the pass and the finish from Premo. 2 more. Quick break. And Enisey reaping the benefits of that. Still a long way back for them, but plenty of time. Now Turin, huge 3. Was uncontested, but it was a long way out and he's missed it. Now Zakharov has it. Rebets. Still Rebets. Just lost his way. Misplaced pass. A little nervy at the moment, this from Karsiyaka. In moments in this quarter where you feel they could have put this to bed. Here's Hilliard. Need some inspiration from him now in the minutes that remain. Zakharov. No foul. Kennedy claims. Kennedy's on his way. The alley-oop pass and the finish. Jared Jones. Double digits for him. Back to a 14-point lead as timeout is called. Enisey Krasnoyarsk no closer to Pinar Karsiyaka.
С Кеннеди не должен был в посту оказываться первый номер. Если можно, поменяйте с ним всегда. Следующий момент. Вы играете 5, вы все играете в смену. Она должна быть агрессивной. Вам фолов бояться нет никакой идеи. У нас еще 2 фола есть. В нападении. Играйте с
Hey, we need two good defenses and 2 runnings out to break the shit. Come on, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, stop. Hey, listen.
Сыграли пик-н-ролл. Есть еще одна. Пошел сюда. Обратный пик. И пик-н-ролл топ.
So Enisey Krasnoyarsk still 14 points down. They have to be precise, they have to be efficient from this point in, really. Zakharov, three-point attempt, no good. And Kennedy with the rebound. Getting closer and closer to a double-double, Kennedy. 18 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds. This is Jones, Kennedy. Pass inside to Jones. Oh, draws the foul. Bremo claiming it was travelling. Jones makes the shot. It's another assist for Kennedy. .16 lead. Hilliard. Hilliard has made it. Three-point play possibility. Turin with the foul. Hilliard's been the top performer, if there's any doubt about that. Bremo's made a big contribution as well, but Anthony Hilliard, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Couldn't get the extra one though. Karahan. Jared Jones. Kennedy. Still Kennedy. Pass to no one in the end. Well, Hilliard draws the foul. Makes both free throws. It is a 12-point lead. Wood making way. Zurgulu comes back in. Here is Zurgulu. Jones. Kennedy. Still Kennedy. Gets it to Jones! DJ Kennedy, the provider. Jared Jones with the finish. Unselfish from Kennedy. Two more points on the board. There's a foul there as well. Three-point play possibility for a 15-point lead. Makes it. And DJ Kennedy, he can get one more rebound and 3 more assists. He's got a triple-double here. Well, he's got his rebound, and he's drawn the foul. Super performance from DJ Kennedy. Turin as well. Outstanding. And Jared Jones also making a big contribution. Well, Kennedy moves on to 20 points. 10 rebounds, 7 assists. More importantly, his side up by 17. With 4 minutes left to play. Mitusov, three-point attempt from the corner is no good. Let's come back to Zakharov. Zakharov lays it up and in. Brilliant layup, great finish from Urgulu. And all the way on his own. Here's Hilliard, he's drawn the foul. Two more for Hilliard. Racking up the points pretty comfortably. He's leading the way in most departments, Anthony Hilliard. Just haven't been enough to stay with Karsiyaka so far. It's a pass into Jones. He's drawn the foul again. It's another dunk for Jared Jones. Just a little push there in the back for Mitusov. He adds the extra. Hilliard. He's drawn the foul and go to the line again. Anthony Hilliard, 21 points, is the top scorer in the game. He's drawn a lot of fouls in this third quarter. Six from 7 from the line as well. His shooting's been good. Only 50% from the field, but 7 from 8 from the 8 from 9, I beg your pardon, from the free throw line. Urgulu. Still Urgulu. Gets the pass into Jones, back to Urgulu. Unable to pull it off this time. Foot out of bounds there. Hilliard. Attempted layup is no good. Jones couldn't claim it. Zakharov, open three. Gulu claims this time. It's good work from Enisey to get it back. It's an excellent three from long range. Komisarov gets his first points of the night. Cuts the gap to 13. Timeout is called with 2 minutes to play.
For us, the important thing can be and it's some kind of thing is different. Second, the game is not finished. You saw the video down there, 240 minus 19 plus 4. So, We need to play the offense and execute the offense. You come all the way to the rim, you finish. No feeding on this or this. Okay? First offense. First offense. It's a one game, so here go. Here go Matty. You pass to Matty. Here go Berk. Okay? And we go. Here is the same.
Один игрок, только в ловушках можно здесь и здесь. В нападении вы играете достаточно просто, посмотрите. Вы все время играете шеллоу, 5, сюда заслон, поднялся, пошел пик-н-ролл, сыграли в пик-н-поп, этот на периметр, и еще один пик-н-ролл, окей? Пик-н-поп.
Arkamda kovalatıyorsun bizi.
Pinar Karsiyaka going to get the job done here. Still lead by 13 with 2 minutes to play. 1 point worse off than they were at the end of the third quarter, but they've given this away rather cheaply, and it's thrown down by Liotic. A couple of points added to the tally for Enisey. Oh, Kennedy, what a pass! And an easy finish for Murgulu. Great work from Kennedy. Loose pass then from Enisey Krasnoyarsk. They just haven't been able to get close. They're really paying the price for that very poor second quarter where they only scored 9 points. And their opponents got 26. That was the big turning point in the game. Here is Kennedy. That's the pass to Murgulu, and then, well, it was missed by Agunduz. Kennedy was there just to tap it in. The impression Kennedy's trying to get those last couple of assists to make it a triple-double. He's 2 assists away from achieving that. Only a minute to go, though. A 15-point lead into the final 60 seconds. Hilliard lost it. He's put in a good performance, but it's not been enough. Too many turnovers from Enisey. Only 3 more than their opponents, but it's just their lack of conviction in that second quarter that ultimately is going to cost them. Kennedy to Jones. And goes Jones, and in it goes. That's another assist for Kennedy, by the way. 9 is on. Can he make it 10? Hilliard for 3. Gets it. Anthony Hilliard. And the crowd are applauding because they know time is pretty much up here. Murgulu passes it to Kennedy, who gets 2 more. DJ Kennedy is going to fall just a little short of the triple-double. And he's put in a match-winning display as Hilliard puts up another shot. Kennedy claims another rebound. And it's only right that he has the last say in this game, because DJ Kennedy has led his team to a big win. They were 16 points down late on in the first quarter. By the end of the game, they'd won it by 16 points, 97-81. Pinar Karsiyaka take yet another victory in the Basketball Champions League. 5-1 their record after 6 games. Just the 1 defeat so far. Another win at home. And they will be absolutely delighted with their performance here, particularly after such a slow start. 30 points to 14 down at one stage. But they really responded well. And Enisey Krasnoyarsk, who had a lot to be proud of in this game, just really paid the price for a very sloppy second quarter where they fell so far behind. Decent performance in the other 3 quarters of the game, but You have to play for all 4 quarters, otherwise you end up getting beaten, and that's what's happened here. Just more efficient, more effective. Plenty of players making a really big contribution for Pinar Karsiyaka. Hilliard, the standout player for Enisey, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 24 points for DJ Kennedy. Those 2 players, the standout for their teams. And certainly Kennedy can be really pleased with his performance. Jared Jones with 20 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Good performance from him. 19 points for Turin as well, 9 rebounds, narrowly missing out on a double-double. And that win means that Pinar Karsiyaka keep the pressure up on Monaco. Those 2 will meet in game week 7 in 2 weeks' time. FAA yet to play this week. They can secure that 3rd spot. Krasnoyarsk now find themselves behind Murcia with a 2-4 record. They can be caught by Juventus Utena, Dinamo Sassari and Unet Holon. But it is the hosts here who have come away with the win. They've slipped up just once so far in the Basketball Champions League. Anthony Hilliard certainly played his part tonight. 4 3-pointers, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. The standout played, I have to say, Zakharov with 13 points, but most of those coming in the very early stages. 17 points as well for Bremo with 5 rebounds. Elsewhere, there wasn't a great deal in terms of contributions from the visiting team. On the home side, as I mentioned already, Turin with 19 points, 20 points for Jared Jones and 24 points for Kennedy. All of them contributing in other areas as well. Turin with 9 rebounds and an assist. Kennedy, 12 rebounds and 8 assists. And 5 rebounds and 5 assists for Jones. There were others who made important contributions as well. Karahan with 8 points, 10 points for Guven, 13 points for Orgulu as well. Just an all-round fine display from Pinar Karsiyaka. And this will leave you with highlights of what was a fine performance after a slow start from the Turkish side. It just leaves me to remind you that there is more Basketball Champions League action this evening, but then we will have a 2-week break. No Basketball Champions League next week, but we will return in a fortnight's time for the halfway point of this regular season, the game week 7, and that'll include Pinar Karsiyaka against Monaco. What a game that promises to be, as do all the other games. They all promise to be thrilling and exciting. This one was certainly not a foregone conclusion at the beginning. A great response from Pinar Karsiyaka from 16 points down to a 16-point win. Pinar Karsiyaka beat Enisey Krasnoyarsk by 97 points to 81.